So we are recording. Okay, hey guys, it's Chris from Very Vocal Vapers, and today I am doing a interview I'm very excited about with, and I will let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Kev Williams, and I'm from the UK. I live in Wales in the UK, and I'll just say this quickly. I live 17 miles away from a place called Llanfair, Pwllgwyngyll, Ger Gorwch, Wyntropo, Llantyseiliog, Gogogoch.
And no, people, don't check your audio. That was absolutely what you think you heard. Exactly. So Kev, how long did you smoke? How long were you a smoker?
I started at the age of 14. A friend of mine, I wish she wasn't now, but
we'll use that air quotes, a friend.
Yeah, so-called. Yeah, his parents had a hotel, and he managed to steal. He used to smoke cigarettes and cigars even at the age of 15. I was 14, and he had this bag, and I remember one day him coming to me and saying, "Hey, Kev, do you want to try some of this stuff?" You know, I thought, "Yeah, I'll try." Sorry, I'll try anything. But anyway, I remember having a cigarette and feeling bad, and having a nut cigar. Holy, you know. And then after that cigar and another cigarette, and I remember feeling really so bad that on the way home, I was sick all over the place. I was absolutely hated it. It was absolutely terrible. I remember getting home, making excuses to me mum. She was saying, "What's up, Kev? What's the matter with you?" I said, "Oh, holy mackerel, I don't know. There's something stupid in my head. I don't feel well." And I was sick everywhere and felt really bad. You know, my head was spinning and all that stuff. And that was that until I thought, that's it. When I was sitting in the kitchen and stuff with my mum, she used to smoke. I used to think, oh no, I hate that smell. And the sulfur you get, you know, from the matches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate that. Because obviously...
I used to love that smell.
I hated it, man.
I know, it's funny. Some people love it, some people hate it.
No way. But anyway, so to the age of 14 to 19, I thought, no, I can't handle this. And, you know, you're in somebody's birthday party, whatever, and someone offers you a cigarette. You've had the drink, you've had some whatever, you know, no comment, time out.
Yeah.
And someone said, try this. I thought, no, again. But it was a roll-up cigarette. And I thought, yeah, okay, give this a go. And I thought, that's okay. It wasn't so strong. And I carried on until until about 2014. Then I tried to cut down, bought one of them vaping pens, and you know, 14 watts, and buying whatever juice was then, Hanson, tobacco, anything that tasted like tobacco, 18 milligrams, etc. And thought, okay, this will do. But then he went to the bad shit, you know, family problems, and my wife wasn't well, and my mum, you know, cancer and all this stuff, and I thought, crap, I can't handle this. And so next one I thought, with the vaping stuff, I just go back to cigarettes again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Until, sorry, ask away, Christine.
No, so that was 2004. So you tried in 2014.
Yeah.
Right?
And
then you had a setback.
Yeah.
And did you have you ever tried any other methods of quitting, like Chantix or the patches or anything like that before you found vaping?
No, I just jumped. Well, when where are we? I did try. Oh, I did get the patches from hospital.
Hmm.
Um, they caused me nightmares and things like that. I don't know if you've heard of that stuff,
Yes.
and so on. Um, but no, really, I just tried to cut, but it was too much stupid. I went from half vaping to half smoking when I only had 6 roll-ups a day, thinking, well done. Next minute, all the family problems happened. And next minute, you're thinking, I can't handle this, so I went back to smoking. But
Okay,
then,
that was one of my other questions, is if you were ever a dual user. So
yes,
obviously, so you were cutting back, but vaping at the same time during that
yeah,
period. Okay.
yeah,
And yeah, there's a lot of people who, when they start dual use, I mean, there's a lot. I was not personally one of them, but I know my mother right now, as a matter of fact, is a dual user. She's, you know, and there's no judgments here either with anything like that. A lot of people feel ashamed to mention that, and I think that's silly, because every time you vape, that's one less cigarette that you're having.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think it's, I mean, I think it's commendable, and I think that's a good thing, you
yeah.
know. So when did you really say, so after, your family tragedies and your stress and all that other stuff, when did you really say, okay, enough, like I'm done?
Well, Christine, I had no choice. It was a heart attack. I had no choice because I don't want to get into one here, but okay, if anybody's watching, please do everything these guys are doing. Very Vocal Vapers, Christine, Beauty and the Vape, and the same with the guys in Australia. Save Australian lives, etc. But anyway, um, 10 months, a year ago, I I was getting, well, before that, should we jump back to about a year before that?
Sure.
Smoking away here, roll-ups. I had asthma. I know people say you shouldn't be smoking and having asthma pumps, etc. I was given, but the thing is, everyone lies to the doctor, etc. And they say, how much do you smoke? You say 10. They think, okay, cool. But it helped. But in the end, I was getting um, not like coughing fits. I remember sitting where I'm sitting now, and next minute I would be coughing, coughing, couldn't get my breath back. I see stars in my eyes,
Yeah.
and next minute I'd blacked out. I was on the floor behind me for about, I think, 30 seconds, a minute. And then on the floor, getting up and thinking, what the hell happened here? What the fuck's going on? I've done that about 5 times. Computer chair, playing the PlayStation, thinking like, wow, coffee, 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 starry, 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 boom, on the floor.
Right.
Um, Wife was not wife, I mean, but people might think, oh, she had a drink or something or whatever. How did he get on the floor? I remember waking up one morning, had a big black eye around here,
Ooh.
and I'd gone to bed, sitting on the side of the bed. Before getting to the bed, I had a coughing fit, hit the side of the table, bedside table thing, whatever you call it, and didn't think anything, got up next day and got in the car, looked in the mirror, I thought, holy hell, how did that happen? And then I thought, this is getting stupid. But anyway, I'll jump forward now. I was doing a few things, losing breath, you're going, trying to do gardening, whatever you're doing. And next minute, you're out of breath, you're thinking, oh, this is stupid, you know, I've got to stop every minute. This has gone nuts. I
Hmm.
was having chest pains constantly, you know, thinking, no, no, it's okay. It's probably I got wind or something, though. And my wife used to say the same, oh, it's okay, because I've had loads of problems. I won't go into that story, but
Right.
over the years, hospital, in and out, in and out. But
So you had asthma, if I'm understanding you correctly?
yeah, no
Okay.
anymore.
No, okay,
Right?
okay, but you did have it before, so like you just kind of equated it to maybe it was the asthma, maybe I pulled a muscle, maybe,
Yeah,
like you weren't really okay.
yeah. So I was doing something in the garden and had massive pains. And I remember thinking, wow, this is stupid. And I got up in the morning and I just had so much pains. And for about an hour, I thought, you know, you hear yourself, Christine, if someone has a heart attack, you think they're going to die. Boom, there
Right.
you go.
Not
But,
always. Right.
yeah. Yes, so my wife made an appointment, very blessed. So, you know, she and thought, oh, no, it's okay, I'll be all right, like I normally do. I'd have been dead 3 times, all the operations I've had. I'd be saying, oh, it's okay. But taken to the hospital, they put all this stuff on you, you know, these sticky things on your chest and all that, blah, blah, blah. And then next minute, I'm trying to fast forward here now, they realized that my arteries, one of my 3 arteries was 80% blocked, you know, due to nicotine and all that stuff, yeah?
Right.
Obviously, nothing to do with anything else, as far as I know, but I don't eat chocolate that much. I don't eat fatty foods. I don't whatever. I used to smoke one by one, you know, any excuse. You go outside, you have a cigarette. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'll do it after a cigarette, etc.
Right. You get in the car, you have a cigarette, you have a cup of tea or coffee, you have a cigarette, you get up in the morning, you have a cigarette.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. It's crazy.
So I just did that stuff, got the stents, they put it through your arm, this cable thing through here, and they put it to your heart, and it's like a tube thing. Have you heard of it, Christine? You know what?
My dad has a couple of them, yeah. He had her first heart attack at 38.
Oh, bless him. Yeah,
So,
30.
yeah.
Oh, oh. But anyway, yeah, I got that done, and I remember the guy saying to me, no smoking,
Right. Like you're done. That's it.
smoking. So I remember saying to one of the guys, you know, when I came out of surgery, well, it's not much. I think it was about 40 minutes, an hour, or something like that. I can't remember. I said, but I used to vape. Is it okay if I vape again? You know, because it's hasn't got the tar and all that other chemicals and all this stuff. It's just vaping. I said, yeah, that's fine. Straight away, I thought, here we go. This is cool. I had my stuff in the other room there. It's no good then because, you know, they're 14 watts and stuff, 2014. But so, yeah, here we go. And I just stopped like that, bam. I was given patches. That's why I was getting confused earlier when you said about the
Oh,
patches.
okay.
I was given patches then. But yeah, they gave me the headaches and they said, but when I looked it up, patches and the amount of nicotine you get in them things is absolutely worse than vaping.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean worse. I mean, it's to help you to come off it. But the thing is, it's gives you all the headaches and all that. Anyway,
Yeah, the side effects are crazy. I know my mom used to, when she was prescribed patches, she used to cut them in half
yeah, I should have
because,
done that.
yeah, she used to cut that. She actually used to cut them in half because they would raise her blood pressure would go through the roof
Yeah,
on them.
yeah,
So, here's something that's approved to, help you and get you off, cigarettes. And it's like, oh, I mean, so many people have so many different side effects with it.
yeah,
So it's crazy.
yeah.
You didn't end up using the patches. You went back to vaping.
Yeah, straight away I thought, you know what? And after having the operation, well, it was an operation, whatever you call it, procedure, and my wife and other people, and I thought I'd treat myself. I'll go and buy myself something nice, you know, one of these machines and stuff like that. But and then nice juice. I think I started at 18. Nicotine, because I would advise someone. I'm not telling anyone, but if you quit smoking and nicotine is part of the addiction, you know, it does help. That, you know, obviously you wouldn't jump to zero nicotine because you'd be craving for something, and then you probably
Absolutely.
end up smoking again. So
Absolutely.
I started at 18, coughed a few times, you know, I thought, oh, holy, you know, it's a bit too much. But and then I'm 12 now, still at 12, that's fine. Doctor said it's fine.
Right.
Even I see the doctor, he knows I vape and stuff. You guys know about the stuff here, the TPD in the UK and all that
Mhm.
stuff. Good for them.
Yes.
Uh,
So, you know, and that's what's so crazy is that, you know, I don't even tell people that I vape anymore. Doctors here, because all the doctors I've encountered, they're like, "Oh, okay, so you're a smoker." They check the smoker box. I'm like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not a smoker." So
no,
now it's like, "Do you smoke? Do you, you know?" I'm like, "Nope." I just say nope. That's it. You know. Do you yeah, so you guys are you know, you're more progressed. I think your doctors and medical field there are a lot more progressed than we are.
yeah,
Because I know here, even my mom went in for surgery. She had a stroke last year, and she went in for surgery, and they told her absolutely no nicotine, you know, none whatsoever. And you know, you can't. There's no way to tell a smoker, you know, no nicotine. Like that's just it's not. It's an addiction. It's
no,
not going to happen.
no.
So you guys are so more, you know, progressed out there than we are here, which is crazy. Do you remember, you said when you bought yourself a little treat, do you remember what that device was and what the juice was?
Oh, I've spent so much, it's unbelievable.
I know, we always forget. I remember my
Uh,
first real set, like what I consider a real setup. Now people would laugh at it, but I'm just always curious to hear if people can remember what their, you know, their first real vape device was.
oh, the small device, you mean? The
The
pen.
No, not the pen one, the one after.
Okay, I had Inakin minigun 134. It's like a barrel, like a machine gun barrel. And if you look on my Instagram, on one of my pages, or on my Facebook, it's on there. I've still got it in there with the other Inakin. They only go to 12 watts now, and etc. And it's a pity. It's a nice souvenir, but nowadays it's gone to the cartel.
There you go. That's a beauty. That's
But
gorgeous.
say to people, I would say, people might think, oh, you stop smoking. Why are you spending silly money? It's not silly. It's just a treat. I am not spending thousands of dollars or British pounds. It's a treat. And you treat yourself for being alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much money have I spent on cigarettes every day, even if it's buying Zippo lighters? I had a collection of Zippo lighters there and stuff. You know, treat.
That's a really great way of putting it, because you can't put a price on your life. So,
No,
you know what? So if you're going to treat yourself, I mean, there's nothing better. There's not a better hobby to have, or little splurges, than something that saved your life. You know,
yeah,
I mean, that's great. That's amazing.
oh, yeah,
That's really, you know, that's a really good point, because you know, as hobbyists and stuff like that, people who get in, you know, really get into it and stuff, yes, it can get expensive. I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to, you know, now when it comes to my stuff. At first I used to, oh, you know, vape hall, vape hall, vape hall, vape hall, you know. But you know, now I'm kind of at the point where not much really excites me. I'm just like, you know, I mean, if it's juice, that's a little different. Devices, you know, I am not all that, you know, big about it or whatever. But that's a really good way of putting it, because you know, people who say, oh, you spend way much, you know, you spend way too much money, and you're right. I mean, there's no price limit on your life. So hey, you know what, you're not eating sugary foods and getting diabetes. You're not, you know, smoking cigarettes anymore, obviously. And you know, so I mean, hey, that's great. um so you know, obviously, you know what we're going through here in the United States, and you know, some of the other countries, which is just, it's just crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous and crazy. And you know, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what you know, if you could kind of, I know it's really hard to sum up because we could probably talk about it forever, but um you know, if you had someone of power sitting in front of you that you could speak to, what would you want to say to them as far as vaping is concerned, and why the regulation? I mean, we regulate ourselves, obviously. There has to be some regulation, we get it. But the overboard of regulation, and now we have, you know, the flavor bans coming down here and everything like that. What, you know, what would you say?
The thing is, I can't understand, like with the, you know, the same as Australia and you guys, and I wish some of your people would listen to this, as I'm in the UK, and even though, yes, we've been taken down to 10 ml bottles, yes, we've only got 2 ml tanks, and yes, we can vape up to 20 milligrams of nicotine, and yes, we can have any flavor you can think of. If you want to go and, you know, buy bulk online, etc., mix your own stuff, no problem. And to you guys over there, I just cannot believe it. Why do you guys not listen to the Royal College of Physicians? Holy mackerel, what does it take? The same as the Australians. What goddamn does it take? For me now, I can go online on a proper website that sells, yeah, these small tanks. I know you guys there can get bigger tanks. And I can go to a bricks and mortar shop and etc. and buy vape stuff and etc. No big deal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And why, you know, I don't want to swear, but why the in
Yeah.
hell do you guys get it sorted? Just sorted. I know everything's about, you know, you've had David, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Goretz on your show, and he's a great speaker. You know, you guys there, and holy mackerel, it's just, it's all about the tobacco money. And I'm not saying I can understand it. I don't agree with tobacco money, but holy mackerel, they're not going to change, are they? They
Right.
don't want vaping to take over. I'll tell you one thing that's happened in this country. There was something last month that, I don't know, you know, we buy a packet of cigarettes in America.
Mm-hmm.
They're 20 packs. Do you have 20 packs in America?
Cartons.
Cartons, sorry, yeah.
I think, yeah, I don't remember if there's 10 packs in there now or what, but yeah, you can buy.
No, they banned the 10 packs last month.
Oh, okay.
They're getting that way. UK, I do understand that. There's a few websites and there's a few places that it's even pushing it, you know. Like, yes, like, you know, you can't smoke here, you can't smoke there, you can't do this. Yeah, good,
Right.
good.
Right.
So then they realize that the vaping is good, etc. Someone, there's always someone wants to make a bit of money here and there. You guys, please, I'm begging you guys in America and Australia, all the world, just Royal College of Physicians or whatever it is, just listen, guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, I had
See,
stated in one of my other videos, yeah, just do your research. Don't what bothers me the most, I think, here is that what it really seems to me, we write our Congress people and we get these form letters back, they send them to everyone,
yeah,
and there's no thought put into them, and sometimes they're even comical. It's what comes out of these people's mouths, and they're being fed this stuff, and they listen instead of doing their own research and figuring it out for themselves,
yeah,
which is really infuriating because we have so many vapors in this world. We have people like you who, are still here, thank God, and are living. He's like, am I still here? Um, and you got a second chance on life. You got lucky,
yeah,
and you took it, and you're doing the right thing.
yeah,
And there's many people, here in the United States and in Australia and all around the world that are, that have similar situations, and they're getting almost punished
yeah.
for doing that, which is just crazy and asinine and ridiculous, in my opinion. It's gotten so out of hand. Doesn't it seem simple? I mean, you were proof positive, right? So you were a smoker, you had a heart attack, you quit, you started
Yeah,
vaping, you're much
yeah.
healthier. It like, hello,
Hello.
yeah, hello, like you,
Hello.
yeah, you would think it's just common
Oh,
sense. If we're actually talking about public health concerns, well, there's so many of us that are, examples of how this works. It works for us. It works, and people just don't. The powers that be don't want to listen, and it does come down to corruption. It comes down to money. It comes down to
oh, yeah.
it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we could go on for hours and hours and hours. It's so infuriating. But you, Kevin, are just such, like, I wanted to have you on too because you're from, another part of the country where you guys are regulated, but they get it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it makes sense, oh, where we can only get 10, little bottles. Oh, where we can only, have, what? You're still vaping.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that,
People said F the TPD. Well, at least we've got a chance. We've got something.
right,
You know, where is you guys in Australia going to? What's
right.
going to happen? It's like I'm not an expert on San Francisco, but what's going on there? I don't, I'm no expert there, but
Yeah, the flavor bans, which makes absolutely no sense. They're banning all flavors, including menthol. I know that Camel cigarettes, I believe, is suing. They've got a lawsuit going. Either they have it going, and they're going to have it going, because Camel is, mainly, menthol. Uh, that's their thing. I believe it's Camel. And it just doesn't make any sense. And then this whole it's for the children.
yeah,
I mean, everybody who has come on here has stated, I was a label. I didn't start till I was in my 20s, which that was sheer stupidity. But like you said, you go to the bar. I didn't start drinking till I was in my 20s either. So, they tend to go hand in hand. But it's just crazy. Everyone who's come on here is like, oh, I was 13, I was 14, this is not going to stop children if they want to grab a cigarette from their mother's purse. It's not going to stop them,
no,
and not having any choice in flavors. And now they're saying no menthol cigarettes. Well, does that make any sense to you? Is a
no,
menthol cigarette any more harmful than a tobacco cigarette, like than a regular tobacco cigarette? So that makes zero sense to me. None. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
So, so I guess basically what, this person, I forget what her name is. I think it was a her that like really kind of got this thing going. So basically what she's saying is that, a menthol cigarette will kill you, but a traditional tobacco cigarette won't. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
don't. How stupid can people be, for crying out loud? Get a grip, guys. Get a grip.
Yeah, it is crazy. And it's just really nuts. It's nuts. So obviously, since you've, I was going to ask you about the changes in the quality of your life. So, what have you noticed? I mean, since you've stopped smoking?
I haven't got asthma anymore. No. I can breathe better. I don't get any, dots in my eyes and falling backwards and stuff like that. I don't stink.
Oh,
What? Well, maybe
well,
there.
yeah, that's different. We won't count that one.
No comment. No, but it's in with the house. The house. Anything. It's having my life and having a house and having clothes and going around and thinking like, I love my baby. Nobody has to go and spend money stupid like this, but it was a treat. I've got a little smaller $50, whatever it is. It's just thinking I'm alive and I'm happy. And I'm really glad for what you guys are doing. I'm really proud of being involved on your community, etc.
Well, you have been a wonderful supporter, and especially someone who doesn't even live in this country. I just have to thank you, because it's you are part of the community that I talk about all the time. This is not just about, getting these stories to representatives or anything about like that. It's about making people feel a part of the community. You are part of my vape family. We're across the pond from each other. The pond. I love that, because it's
Yes.
the pond. There's actually a pond in my backyard. That's a pond.
Oh.
There's a little pond, you're a hop and skip away. But and you guys have it, a little better, than we do, but you still care. And
Yeah.
which means you just care about, you're just a caring human being in general. And I love that. And that's why I could not wait to do your vape story, because you would not believe, or maybe you would, how many vapors here in the US don't care. They don't care about advocacy. They don't care. They just don't care. They don't, either they don't care or they're uninformed. It's really crazy, the people that I've talked to that, and the businesses, the businesses too, that either don't care or are absolutely uninformed. People have sat down and have said, oh, what's going on with the FDA? Like, are you living under a rock? Like, okay, but
Yeah.
it's the world we live in. So to have somebody from, a totally different country actually give a shit, about his fellow man and his fellow vapor is just, it's wonderful. Thank you so much, really, because it's really what doing these stories and talking to people like you is what keeps me going. This is not easy, nor is it cheap, nor is it, this is quite an endeavor. It's a full-time job, but it just makes me feel so great. It's you guys, the vapors from all across the world that care and give a shit and about each other and the community is what makes this so worthwhile and amazing. Because if nobody cared, I'd probably throw my hands up too and say, I don't give a fuck either,
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. If you guys don't care, I don't care. Whatever. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but just to find that there's so many people that really do care is just amazing. Is there anything that you wanted to add? What are you vaping on right now? I'm just curious. What juice?
Um, I'm still on some sort of I'm on some sort of tobacco-y stuff. Again, I don't do so much you know, banana stuff, whatever. Even though I go on review shows and you know, I'll do an interest. I don't mind watching anybody. And again, you know, watch people's reviews, etc. And everything helps, you know, mixing juices, etc. But what am I vaping now? I can't remember what it's called.
So you mainly do like tobacco blends of some sort.
Yeah, tobacco blends like a US Gold, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Sort of fun. The problem when you have the sub-ohm tanks, because you're not obviously building your own and putting different wicks, you can't. If you've got like me, I've got about how many different setups. You cannot just go in there and change this one and think, oh, tomorrow I'll put something else in it. It's gonna all taste stupid, but I'm happy with what I've got.
Right.
Keep me alive. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
People like tobacco. People like strawberry, bananas, blah blah blah. Whatever it is, cool.
Yeah.
Job.
Yeah. You know,
Well,
and that's what's so great too, is being able to have those options. It makes it fun. If you think about it, when you were smoking, you had the option of menthol or regular, you know,
yeah,
that was it. It wasn't fun. It
no,
wasn't like, you know, it wasn't anything that, it was just addictive. But those were the only two options you have. So to be able to have, you know, like fuck San Francisco, like that's bullshit. And honestly, what they're doing in San Francisco, I said,
exactly.
fuck San Francisco. Not, you know,
That's my team.
seriously,
49.
fuck those legislators. Seriously, because what they're doing is harming San Francisco. That's what they're doing, because they
Yeah,
didn't say you can't vape those liquids in San Francisco. They said you just can't buy them. So basically, what are they doing? They're just shutting down small businesses.
yeah.
So they're just ruining their economy. Like, again, what are you people thinking? It makes no
No,
sense.
don't.
I know.
Don't.
God, I could just go on such a rant. I know. Don't stop being idiots. Like it's crazy. But yeah, no, it's great, Kev. You know I love you. You know I do. Special place in my heart, right here,
Oh,
right
that's all.
here. I am so glad that you know that you're here, that you're living, you're breathing, you made the change, you've joined the community. It's the old ticker is still going, you know.
Yeah,
So thank you
thank
so much. Thank
thank
you.
you.
You
God
know,
bless.
yeah, thank you.